Welcome to the Sam and Joe VA Show, where we teach women just like you how to start and scale a thriving virtual assistant business.
We're your hosts, Sam and Joe, and get ready to have the control, flexibility, and freedom you've always dreamed of.
Welcome to episode 155, the do's and don'ts of online networking.
Online networking is such a great way to connect with leads and build your client base. Such a great way. But unfortunately, we see so many virtual assistants get it wrong, like to cringe-worthy levels. Sometimes I see virtual assistants in online groups doing things and I'm just like head in my hands going, no, why are you doing that? No one's going to hire you doing that.
You know what? When I first started, I would never have believed anyone who said that you can find clients by doing online networking. That was just not in my thinking at all. I thought, nope, that's not how you're going to get clients.
Let's be honest about that, Joe. It's not just when you first started out. When we first met, I shared with you, and I think on one of these podcasts that I didn't do any in-person networking. Online was the only type of networking that I was doing. And it wasn't until 2.5 years later that you shared that you actually hadn't believed me.
Yeah, I thought that was impossible. And I think one of the reasons too is that I had never been in that kind of online world in the groups and building relationships personally or for any hobbies or anything like that. So I just didn't get that.
Yeah.
I had only done in person. So we're here to let you know that you can get clients from online networking. There are some very specific things that you should not do and do. So we're going to go through those.
Yes. First up, these online networking groups, they're great. They're great. Some of them are huge, some of them are medium, some of them are small. A lot of them have got different vibes. They've got different people that are there. But you need to remember that you cannot be joining these networking groups for the sole purpose of promoting your business. There's more to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that cannot be the reason that you're there. The primary focus actually needs to be building meaningful relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I think that meaningful is actually the key. These are not surface level relationships. These are meaningful relationships. That's where you're going to build that know, like, and trust.
Because people are onto you. They can tell if you are being genuine, if you are in this group for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're in a lot of groups too. And so they see it. They see it all. You know the signs, right? You know the signs of somebody that's in there to build relationships and to support one another, and those that are solely there just to promote their business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The use of the words, how they show up, what they do after they've posted, are they asking questions, all sorts of things, right?
All sorts of things.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that we see, building meaningful relationships, this takes time. So you can't go into online networking thinking that it is going to instantly have leads knocking at your door.
Mm-hmm. This is not a short-term strategy. This is a long-term strategy. It takes commitment and dedication to I'm going to build relationships, meaningful ones in this group. And if I get leads from that and I can support and help people, that's great.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen overnight. It's not even going to happen in the first week.
Oh, no, we're talking months. We're talking a good couple of months. And that's showing up consistently doing your thing, which we're going to talk about soon, of how to do your thing well. But yeah, you need to be patient. You need to be putting a decent amount of energy and thought into how you're showing up in these groups. Which leads on really well to our third don't in terms of online networking. You can't spread yourself too thin. Like how many groups, online networking groups, do you belong to, like, right now? And if it is over 5, how on earth do you expect to be able to build meaningful relationships and put that time and energy that is required to do that across more than 5 different groups?
Well,
Gotta
you had
find
a
your
great
tribe.
strategy for figuring this out, which ones you're actually gonna be in, didn't you? So what did you do when you first started?
So when I first started, I joined them all. I joined them here in New Zealand. I joined the Australian ones that I could. I went further afield to the US groups as well, depending if they let people outside of those countries in. So it depends on the type of groups. And I hung out there for a while in each of them. And God, I was spending a lot of time on social media, like too much time. But sometimes it takes that time to find your tribe,
Mm,
to figure out whether you like the feel of the group. Like, are they all genuinely supportive of you? Or
mm,
is it because some groups are solely just for promoting businesses? Let's be honest. They don't have that community. They don't have that supportive feeling that everybody wants everyone else to do really, really well.
mm. Yep. So join them all,
Yep.
then whittle them down and just start removing yourself from the ones that
Yes.
just aren't your people.
Yeah, and you literally have to remove yourself or unfollow.
Mm,
Because otherwise your feed just gets absolutely chock-a-block full of all of these notifications from all these groups, and that then becomes really overwhelming and also a bit confusing because you can forget, like, what did I say in that group, and have I already done what I need to do in this other group? It
mhm.
can be really, really overwhelming. I mean, another good gauge of whether or not a group is your group, it's your tribe, would be, are your ideal clients in there?
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's talk about that because some may think, oh, why would you network inside an industry group like a virtual assistant group? Aren't they all your competitors? And they're not going to be my ideal client, are they? Because we actually promote that you do go and network with your fellow virtual assistants in the industry.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many virtual assistants that are freelancers. They can only take on so many clients. So at some point, or they might get a lot of wrong fit leads approach them. At some point, they are going to want to go, I can't help you, but I know exactly the VA that you should connect with. They're going to
Mhm.
be awesome and they offer exactly the services that you need.
Yeah. And they're not going to refer them to you unless you've built a meaningful relationship, got to know that other virtual assistant, put the
Yeah.
time into the relationship to make it a genuine one.
Exactly. Yeah,
Mm,
networking with your fellow virtual assistants is a great way to get leads.
mm,
Once again, it goes back to meaningful relationships,
mhm.
putting the time into it.
Yep.
Oy, oy, oy. A biggie. This is my pet hate. Like, I could rant about this for hours, if not days or weeks. I mean, how many times have you heard me rant about it? Every time I see it happening,
Anytime.
though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna say.
Yes.
It's when we see virtual assistant, and it's not just virtual assistants that do this. Disclaimer, there's lots of service providers that do this. It's not just VAs, but obviously I'm more aware of it when VAs do it because VA is on my radar.
Mm.
It's when virtual assistants are in these groups and somebody goes, oh, I'm thinking about outsourcing, or has anyone got any recommendations? Looking for a virtual assistant. And they're just dropping links in and then running. Like, literally, there's nothing else. It's just the link to their website.
Just the link.
Just the link. I see it time and time and time again. It is lazy. I'm sorry.
So
Sorry if you do
lazy.
this and you're listening. I'm gonna call you out on it. It is lazy networking.
Mhm.
It's not networking. What am
Extremely.
I talking about? It's not even networking. It's lazy promoting. I don't
It's
know.
blatant promoting, and they haven't actually listened to the person posting what they actually want. They want recommendations. They don't just want all the virtual assistants to drop their links in there.
Yes, see that too, right?
Mhm.
They're wanting people that have hired virtual assistants to recommend. They don't want 100 virtual assistants then going, "Oh, pick me, pick me, pick me." Oh, yuck.
Yeah, that is yuck. Yeah.
So that leads nicely onto our next one. Don't assume your way or your experience or journey or advice is the only way.
Mm.
So, like, reading the question properly that somebody's posted. What are they really asking for or needing?
Mm-hmm. How are they feeling? How have they said that they are feeling? What is their actual problem? Because if you just have on your radar, oh, here's my solution, this is me, this is what and everyone could use this. And you're going to start saying, oh, I can do this for you, when it's not, it's like in direct conflict of what they're actually needing.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make sense. You haven't listened, you haven't read through it, understood, put yourself in their shoes, figured out what they actually need. You've just assumed that, or you've been lazy again, right? You're just like, I'm just going to throw my solution in there, regardless of whether it is the best thing for that person or not.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually I saw this recently in a Facebook group, and it was a aspiring virtual assistant who'd been a lurker for a while, and she was a bit nervous about stepping into the VA space, because she wasn't sure whether or not she could actually do the marketing. She doesn't know whether or not the marketing and the sales is suited to her and her personality, so she was feeling really anxious about that. Now, she was really clear about the nerves and the lack of confidence around marketing, and somebody popped in and their advice was, hey, I can write you some cold call scripts. So have they really listened to this person,
No.
what they're asking for? I mean, I took a look at that and went, cold calling? This person is nervous about marketing and promoting their business. Cold calling is the scariest way to market and promote your business.
Mm-hmm. Not listening, haven't understood where the person is actually coming from, just throwing in your solution.
Yeah. I mean, we're not saying cold calling's not
No.
not a great way to market yourself. For the right virtual assistant, it absolutely is. But listen, like, take the time to really read and figure out what it is that they're asking for and what they need right there.
Mm.
Okay, another biggie. How often do you see somebody posting in a Facebook group and it's got either at the top or at the bottom, admin, please delete if not allowed. It's lazy. It's lazy. Don't break the rules of the Facebook group that you're in or the online networking group that you're in.
It's so important to go and have a look at the rules, read them, understand them, know exactly what you can and can't do, rather than, just lazily delete if not allowed. I'm just going to try my luck. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yuck.
I think you've landed on something there. There's those that are just lazy. They're part of so many groups that they can't be bothered to figure out what rules are in what groups. But then there are others, and they know the rules. They absolutely know the rules, but they are pushing their luck. They're going, okay, it's not going to be as rude if I say admin, please delete if not allowed. They're not going to kick me out because I'm acknowledging the fact it might not be allowed. So please just delete it. I mean, you're just creating work for the poor admins of that group.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the rules are there for a reason. Like, they're there to keep the integrity of the group for what it was set up, the purpose of it. Like, don't break the rules.
Just respect the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, last one on our list. Our last don't forget about your personal profile, because you're in these groups usually via your personal profile, because a lot of these groups don't allow you to join via your business page for lots of different reasons, because then you're just basically there to promote yourself. So you've joined these groups with your personal profile if we're talking about Facebook groups. So you can't forget about what happens when people then click on your personal profile to do some friendly stalking.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to think about, what impression am I giving the person who has clicked on my profile, gone and had a look at my personal profile with my cover image and my profile picture. Because, I use this example where, you may once in the last 5 years gone out with your girlfriends, had a few wines in a pub, and you've got a great picture. You really like yourself in the picture, so you're using that as your profile picture. That vibe is I get drunk every single weekend with my girlfriends and I'm a partier.
Yeah.
That may not be accurate, but that's the vibe that's giving off. So if you're in business, like your personal brand, your personal profile is going to be judged. So what impression do you want to give your potential client?
And equally as important, like, you don't want to lock down your security settings so far that if you are networking really well in these groups and you're making a great impression and someone goes, oh, you know what? That was such a great answer. I really want to, I might look into seeing if I can book a discovery call with that person. Now, because some groups maybe don't allow you to promote yourself, the only way that they're going to be able to contact you is they're going to click on your personal profile and want to see your business links. So if you have locked down everything so that people can't even see your profile photo, let alone your website or your LinkedIn account, like how are they going to get in touch with you?
Yeah. Something that we haven't had on the list yet is what you actually do inside the group. So the adding value, the answering questions, that needs to be what you are doing in there. Providing support, encouragement, advice. That is your sole focus in there. Building those relationships by helping people and providing value. Expecting nothing else in return.
Expecting nothing else in return. Yes.
Yeah.
You're just giving your time and your expertise away for free. Yes. And that's okay. That's okay in these instances. Like, long-term strategy, this is how you build meaningful relationships. This is how you come across genuinely. Sharing without expecting anything in return. Sharing without then promoting your business. Just sharing because you care.
Yeah. And it's not about like offering to do something for free and taking it offline, doing work and providing it to someone. It's about like providing the value, giving the advice, giving the tips, thoughts, ideas inside the Facebook group when someone asks a question.
Do you think some virtual assistants initially anyway kind of are reluctant to do that because they think, oh, well, if I give this advice to this potential lead, then they're just going to do it themselves. That they don't need me to do it if I'm telling them how to go about doing it themselves.
You've got to have the mindset of like, if I'm showcasing my knowledge, I'm going to attract those who get the benefits of outsourcing, don't want to spend their time because they know their time is valuable. They realize that getting an expert to do it is going to be much more beneficial for them than trying to work it out themselves, even if they see how to do it or are shown how to do it.
Yeah.
That's the clients that you want to attract, the ones who get it, that don't want to do that, who realize it's not a good use of their time. That's the ones you want to attract. The ones that are going to DIY it because of the advice you've given, that's fine. They're always going to do that. They're never going to be your client.
Yeah. And you just never know who's watching, right? You could be helping this person who may not be your ideal client, but you're helping them. But there are other eyes in these groups. They're watching. They're seeing who's coming up consistently on a regular basis, doing these things, not promoting their business, just in there providing advice.
Yeah, that is so attractive to someone, seeing the expertise without a sales pitch.
Yeah.
Out the promo, that's so attractive. So there we have it. Our list of do's and don'ts for online networking. It is possible to get clients online networking. Who would have thought? Not me.
I did. I thought. I knew.
So there we have it. Use online networking in a really great way, genuine way to get clients on board. Now, if you are just starting out in your business and want to get access to all of our expertise step by step, then head over and check out Launch in 30 Days. Otherwise, if you are a virtual assistant who wants to scale and level up your business, check out the Scale It Mastermind. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Sam and Joe VA Show. If you'd like to find out more, head to the VA Foundry website to check out the Members Club and the amazing resources, training, and coaching.
You can find us at thevafoundry.com.